Hi there, and welcome to another Lionhearted Talk. My name is Melissa. I'm a kinesiologist at Lionheart Kinesiology here in Sydney, and today I'm here to share all about the nervous system, your nervous system, and why it's so important. So, firstly, if you were to look up what a nervous system in the human body is, you'd find that it is a system in your body that includes your brain, spinal cord, and a bunch of nerve pathways that communicate to all parts of your body. They're in constant communication all day, and really is important for all your bodily functions. If I was going to describe what your nervous system is, I would say that it is a system in your body that is genius and super clever, that has an aim of helping you to either socially engage and participate out in your world or survive, keeping you safe. They're the aims of your nervous system, in my opinion and from my own experience. So if I was going to break it down into 3 states that your nervous system can be in, and this is based on my own personal journey, my own studies, as well as different books I've read and experiences with clients, I would say that the first state of a nervous system, and a more regulated state, would be a state where you are, socially engaged. So, in accordance with a book that I've recently read, actually, The Polyvagal Theory, Stephen Porges, the author, explains this state as being, really a state where social engagement, communication, healthy bonding, great ability to focus and be attentive and learn, really great flexibility, a greater ability to calm and regulate your emotions. A person in this state will have greater self-expression on their face, ability to chew, to swallow, ingest their food, maintain eye contact, breathe with ease, digestion's flowing with ease, sleep is optimal. In general, in this state, there's greater regulation and a sense of ease. So that would be the first category that your nervous system could be in. The second one, I would say, is where things start to escalate in the body, because the body is sensing that there's some kind of danger. So the body is preparing to fight or flight. So in this second state, if your nervous system has gone into fight or flight, your digestion is going to be impacted. There's going to be less ability to repair and regenerate any cells in your body. So in this state, inflammation will increase. There'll be a rise in your heart rate and blood pressure. Blood sugar might rise. Brain function may feel a bit more impaired. There could be increased sensitivity to movement, sound sensitivity and touch. Sleep is going to be a lot harder in this fight or flight state, and the list goes on. So in this state, your body is preparing to fight or flight any perceived danger that is present. And the aim here is to keep you safe. So this is the second category, which would be fight or flight. Then comes this third category, which is really the most primitive state of your nervous system, which is where your body plays dead and is in a freeze state. So really, when you're in a freeze state as a human, your nervous system's in a freeze state, there is going to be a shutting down of oxygen circulation in your body. Respiration and heart rate is going to be lower. So therefore blood pressure could drop, heart rate will slow down, there could be weakness in your muscle tone, brain function impairment, and also clients will notice that they feel less mobile, very heavy-footed, heavy-legged, feeling stuck, feeling tired, low energy, which indicates that potentially that third state of the nervous system being in a freeze state. So that is how I would explain the 3 different states of your nervous system. 1, socially engaged. 2, fight or flight. 3, freeze. So in summary, your body may aim at times to be in fight or flight or freeze in response to something that's occurring in your life. But the aim is that your body and your nervous system doesn't stay in those states of fight, flight, or freeze for a long and extended period of time. The aim is to be able to flex back and have that flexibility to that socially engaged state of your nervous system after the challenge or danger has passed. Because being stuck in fight, flight, or freeze for a long period of time will have very, very serious and long-term impacts for you in terms of putting pressure on your organs, particularly your heart, your kidneys, and your digestive system. But it's also going to strip your body from vital nutrients that it needs because the digestion just isn't prioritizing the absorption of nutrients because it's been impaired, because digestion goes out the window when you're in fight, flight, or freeze. So really, this can lead to conditions such as anxiety and depression, autoimmune conditions, PTSD, ADHD, and other neurological conditions, just to name a few. More often than not, clients come to a kinesiology session saying to me that they feel like they've been triggered somehow by something happening in their life. They're knowing that they don't feel, good somehow. They don't feel quite right. They feel stuck in some kind of negative pattern or cycle, and they just can't break free of it. They just quite don't know what to do to get out of that pattern. So as a practitioner, these are real signs that the client's nervous system is stuck in some kind of survival pattern. In the kinesiology session, I would then be helping a client to assess the current state of their nervous system. Are they socially engaged, or are they in fight, flight, or freeze? If they are in fight, flight, or freeze, the priority of the kinesiology session will be 100% to help the client regulate their nervous system, because a stressed out nervous system is not going to prioritize healing. It is not going to be thriving. It's going to be surviving. It's just plain and simple, because that is how the nervous system and your body is wired. So it's really, really critical to understand that. The other aspect that's really important to understand is that your nervous system could be potentially responding to a recent or pending threat, or your body and your nervous system could be responding to something from your past that you're just not consciously aware of. So your nervous system might be reacting to something now as it reminds your body and your nervous system of something that has happened to you in your past. Your body and your nervous system doesn't know the difference between past and present unless you bring awareness to it. And that's where kinesiology can help. So your body's nervous system, as I've explained through this video, and in my opinion, has 2 aims. It is to help you socially engage in your life bond with others, communicate, eat your food, digest, rest. But it also has this other aim to keep you safe and to help you to survive. But the key is, as I mentioned earlier, is not to stay in that survival pattern for a long period of time. It's to help your nervous system understand when to escalate to help you survive and when to de-escalate and regulate back to a more socially engaged state. And when you do this, there'll be less long-term health impacts for you, and you'll find in a more regulated nervous system state, life just feels easier, you feel less stuck, sleep improves, your digestion improves, your general health and well-being improves. So I'm going to end the video with this question. Are you surviving or are you thriving? If you don't feel like you're thriving, then it is time to pay attention and tend to your nervous system because it's communicating with you. Are you paying attention?